All right, welcome back, guys. Welcome back to 900 Pro Shop. We're gonna do a ball review again today. Today we're bringing in the new stealth mode. So this is the fourth stealth in the line, from the original stealth solid, stealth pearl, hybrid, and now the stealth mode. So this time they definitely put a different cover on it, a little bit stronger solid cover on this one from what I've seen. But rolled it a couple of times. The reason I drilled this one up as well, because I think it's actually gonna fit in my arsenal, is I'm eventually gonna plan to replace my Hazmat solid that came out earlier. And then I also have an Ethos hybrid, which I'm not gonna replace, but it kind of sits in pretty good. So these three, and the good thing about this comparison video that I'm gonna do is they're actually all laid out the exact same. So you can quickly see the difference in terms of the shape and the way it transitions off the mid lane, where it picks up in the mid lane, and just kind of a good comparison for those that have one or looking to get one or the other, just to see, you know, which one it sits where in the line. Assuming the cover stock is the way it is, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very, very close to the Hazmat solid. It's gonna be a little bit early, slow off the spot. Ethos hybrid, given it is hybrid, also it's got a little bit more shine on it. It's gonna come off the spot a little bit quicker. And this is gonna be my benchmark ball in the bag. So it's gonna be the first ball out, just to give me an idea on where the mid lane is hooking and how it's hooking off that spot before I stick in it or kind of make a ball change and adjustment off of it if I need to create a different angle. But at least it gives me a read on the lane, because it's early enough and slow enough for me to kind of see the transition in the lanes. We're bowling on a little bit of a broken down shot today, so this is an overnight shot, so it's going to be a little bit higher friction. I'm just going to quickly take a scan and a guess on where I assume I'm going to be. Like I said, it's a benchmark ball, so it's a good idea to just throw and see what it does. But assuming that, I'm going to just be like 5 left of usual. Right now, I am 30 of my feet. I'm going to cross 20 at the arrows to that normal break point out there, around 7, 8. See what happens. I missed left. Yeah, so I actually missed left there. Got it to like around 10 at the arrows, right on that cheater board. You see it a little tight in the line, but it held in the oil, so it's pretty good. It actually hooked in the oil, which is even better, because assuming if there's a lot more volume in the middle, like a house shot, if it hooks in there and it takes out the 10, that's a good sign. Let me actually get one more on target. There we go. Yeah, that's the shot I wanted to throw. So went out to 8, read the mid lane hard, slowed down really good, didn't burn out, which is pretty impressive, knowing that it's, you know, pretty burnt up there and pretty deep with such a dullish ball. So out of box, it was a little bit more unplayable. I do have like roughly around 2-3 games with it right now, so it's got a little bit more sheen. Out of box, I do say, like, you know, get some oil on it, get some lane shot on it, throw some shots, and it does get better as it goes. I'm gonna keep throwing a couple more shots here before we make a move and see what it does somewhere else. Right, so comes off the mid lane really, really good. Like I said, for how deep I am with this, it's not burning up to a point where I'm flat penning. It's a good sign. Just to test it, I'm probably gonna jump another 4 left just to see what it'll do. I'm assuming the ball's not gonna come back with as hard of an angle. Flat 10, washout, I don't know, we'll see. Just the simple 4 and 2. Right, so see, angle went wider, got out to probably around 7 or 5, somewhere around there, with my, kind of hard to see from this angle right now, but got out there, didn't come back, looked a little lazy, got the carry, so good news about that. Like I said, it's retaining a lot of energy still, given it's a symmetrical ball. Pretty happy with that result if that's what I'm getting from a miss, or where I'm a little bit too deep from what I'm expecting. But it's doing one thing really well, is it's kind of reading that mid lane, like I said. So it's probably definitely going to stay in my bag for tournament arsenals. I'm going to throw one more. This time I'm going to tighten up a little bit more and see what happens in the middle. So I'm going to aim around 22 at the arrows. Actually, let's go 24 at the arrows, a little tighter. Okay, so yeah, definitely try to play tighter. Looked really good where it read the mid lane. It actually came up high, which is a little bit. Did I throw it a little slow? Maybe a little bit slower than the last shot. I assumed in the middle of the oil I'd probably need to kind of shrink down the speed a little bit just to make sure it reads, but it definitely read and left me a high 4-pin, so not a bad sign. Like I said, it's doing everything I'm expecting it to do. It's been a while since I've thrown my Hazmat solid, funny enough, so, or at least on a house shot. Let me see what it does right now. I'm gonna stand and throw where I threw my first couple of shots with a stealth. Okay, roughly around 20 at the arrows, out to 8. Right, that same mid lane, slow. Like I said, the only difference right now, didn't carry the 10. Maybe the ball's getting old. Well, I don't know, we'll see. I'm gonna throw another couple of shots more. Same shot right here. There it is. So yeah, very similar shapes, like I said, and I was expecting and hoping it would, because the whole point of it was slowly refreshing my arsenal, right? Like, as you all know, all these Brunswick balls, of course I'm sponsored with Hammer, they just come out quite a lot. So we're always refreshing our arsenals. We're always trying to figure out and compare, because we're always trying to fit and fill the gaps that we need when we're replacing one older ball with a newer ball. So it's a good sign to see some similar shapes when you're replacing it, because usually speaking, I have a pretty decently built arsenal already in terms of I know what ball sits where. So when you're coming out with new stuff that doesn't align, it's harder for me to kind of plug and play and fit it in, or I gotta change some layouts out on it and kind of make it work. But when I kind of saw the numbers and everything on it and the cover stock, it was pretty straightforward that I'm drilling this the same, expecting to play the same. And if it's off by 1 or 2 boards from entry angle and stuff like that, that's something I'll manage with surface or just be aware of. So now I'm gonna move 4 left again, just like I did with the stealth at the end. Get it wider, see if it comes back from 5. Didn't get that one as wide as the first one with the stealth, but definitely try to slow its way down. A little bit risky on that 10 pin there, so you can kind of see what I mean when the ball's getting slow off the spot. It's not really cornering, and that's kind of what you're expecting from a ball like this. It just gives you enough information that when you're too deep with it, there are signs that it tells you it's, you know, I don't want to be here kind of thing. You need to get into something a little bit sharper, a little cleaner, a little weaker, just to get some more angle. And last, Ethos Hybrid. This one creeped up into my bag, and it's definitely been a good benchmark piece as well. And it was very easy to get into this, because as soon as I see the Hazmat getting a little lazy in the back, then I know this one's probably the one I want to go into. Oh, that was a weird messenger. But yeah, so you see that this one went, I missed a little left, so it went in the oil, cleaner to the front. Never really got a chance to come back because it was a little bit too clean in the middle. And that's why I came up behind the head pin, left the flat 10, 4, whatever you want to call that, and then the 4 took out the 10, not the 1. So I'm gonna get this one a little wide again, because I definitely missed left on that one in the oil. I'm expecting this one to come in sharper. And there it is. So yeah, that one I definitely hit my target. Got it to the right, got into friction, almost 4.9. And that's where you see, like, you know, what a cleaner ball motion will do and what a weaker ball actually does. It actually comes off the spot that much quicker. So I'm gonna go back to the 4 left again, where the stealth mode barely made it back and the Hazmat barely made it back. And then from there, I'm gonna see, you know, just see what the ball does. And I'm assuming when it was flat 10ing or coming in light because it didn't make it back, this one is where it's gonna do its job. So when I'm getting too deep with the solids and the slow balls, you wanna get deep with the sharp stuff. Almost got that 10 out. So still a little bit slow off the spot, or slower than, you know, a pearl would or something actually polished would. I actually thought that was pretty good. So the fact that it did come back, let me just see if I threw it good. So I'm gonna throw another one. That actually surprised me a little bit. I'm not sure if I got it a little left in the oil or didn't get enough hand on it, but it didn't come off the spot quite as hard as I thought it should have. Let's throw another one and get that a little wider. That's better. Yeah, so that came off the spot a lot harder. Definitely what I was expecting, but probably not the flat 10. It is coming off a little quicker. You can see it. It did stand up, but it did look like it kind of rolled out at the end. So it could be the fact that it's not really coming in at the exact right spot, even though it came quicker. Because as you can see with the Hazmat and the stealth mode earlier, it came in late and slow and really behind the hedge. And this one kind of came in half pocket, and it was just not enough to take out the 10. If I really need to make an adjustment, it might be like a 1 or 2 right, and then just give it that angle again, and then let it read. So I'm just gonna quickly make this one adjustment, just to prove a point to myself, to make sure I'm not seeing the lanes wrong or my own ball motion wrong. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so, and that's where you see it. I got 2 right, got it into the friction in the same spot, came off so much harder, high flush, so kind of in between there. But yeah, that flat 10 was just maybe a hair too deep, and I came into the pocket a little more than the other 2 actually, which wasn't high enough flush to take out the 10 and not, light enough to, get the mixers and all that. So that's kind of micromanaging my own equipment and knowing that. But the 3 of them are very similar. The hybrid or Ethos hybrid is a little bit quicker and a little bit sharper, which kind of makes me have that easy 1-2 punch, especially when we're getting into more sensitive conditions. Is it similar? It is similar. Is it necessary for a league bowl to have all 3 or 2 of them? Probably not. But in a tournament setting, when you can't resurface a ball in between games, or in between the set, and you're looking for a little bit, and that one extra hit or a little bit down lane will give you that look you're looking for. That's why I have them, right? And that's what it is. I'm not saying you need all these bowling balls, because like I said, they're coming out with so many bowling balls. All these videos are meant for you guys to kind of see how I compare all of them, so you can make your purchases accordingly and see how it complements one another or replace one another as you're trying to refresh your arsenal, right? I'm gonna throw a couple of last ones into stealth mode just to wrap up the video, and then we'll call it a day. I'm pretty happy so far, so I'm gonna stay left. See what happens. Oh, this new ball carry's working. All right, one last one. I'm gonna try to throw a messenger. It never works when I call it though. That's fine. It's good enough. Thanks for watching, guys.